Focus on Your Family is brought to you by Kinney Drugs.
As parents, we want to raise our children to be honest, hardworking, and good members of society. So how do you avoid raising spoiled kids? Tonight, we get advice from a child-rearing expert about the 3 best ways to help shape your children as we focus on your family here in Central New York.
They gotta get behind the scrimmage!
In the backyard of their Fayetteville home, the Porter siblings love nothing more than spending time together. Mikey is 16, Ellie 14, Sarah is 12, Tommy 8, and the youngest of the bunch, little Eddie, is 5. As the big brother, Mikey always tries to be a good role model for the younger ones.
I always try and volunteer my time whenever I can to help others, and I try to always think about how grateful I am to have everything that I get from my parents.
Leading by example and giving his siblings someone to look up to. Staying grounded, he says, is important.
We hear a lot about kids talking about money and what they get from their parents and how they just ask their parents for stuff and they get it.
As their mother, Tracy, watches over them, she recognizes how easy it is for kids these days to get spoiled and is always focused on raising them to be good people, understanding they can't always get what they want.
Anything you want, you can't have. You have to work for it. I didn't want to raise spoiled children who didn't appreciate things and who didn't do things for others and who are selfish.
She's always encouraged her children to think outside of themselves, not focus on material possessions, and help out around the house.
I think my parents make sure that we understand that stuff doesn't just come easy for us, and we have to earn it by doing different things.
But the kids admit they hear other students talking about money and what they get from their parents. So what can you do as a parent to make sure you don't raise a spoiled child? Joanna Tompkins is a licensed clinical social worker with St. Joseph's Health and says the first challenge is learning it's okay to say no.
It's okay to set limits. It's okay to say no to a child.
She says parents should model the behavior they expect from their children.
And it's okay to say no. Yeah. You have to say no to, you can't give in to everything they want, and there's times that it's gonna help them.
Tompkins came up with an acronym for families to live by, LRC. Limits and boundaries, teaching kids what are appropriate behaviors, routines and responsibilities, daily chores around the house, so kids can learn someone isn't always going to do everything for them.
Give them some responsibilities in the house. You want the child to have some type of task that's meaningful for them.
And consistency and consequences. Even from a young age, parents need to be consistent with how they respond to inappropriate behavior.
Don't give in, and it may be embarrassing for you as a parent, but children are so smart.
She says it's important for parents to realize that if you give in, your child will do it again. For the Porter kids, those lessons have been ingrained in them by their mom.
I feel like how lucky I am that I have that, but still I should be grateful and not act spoiled, even though I do have those things.
Who beams with pride over the incredibly kind, caring, and compassionate people they're starting to become.
I feel very proud of them and lucky to have them.
Beautiful family.
Are they wonderful? So also remember, you're the parent, not their friend. Start teaching them from the time that they're little about what's acceptable and what is not acceptable behavior.
Good lessons. Don't give in. Still ahead on NBC3.